So you want to know what's the difference between the original Best Today guide and the new updated version? Let's go through and I'll show you. The first change is indicated here. This is the original, which has the getting started pages 1, 2, 3, 4 getting started pages. Really focus on helping you to think about what you want, what you don't want, how to prune, what's in your way, and then thinking about what your best looks like, right? Then we're ready to get started. Now let's look at the updated version, which also has getting started pages, but we've broken it down to big picture. I'm gonna flip it open. 2 big picture pages, very similar to the process you went through in the old Best Today guide. But what I have added are 4 new pages that really help you to focus on the next 14 weeks that you're gonna do within the Best Today guide. Really start to narrow down on what gets your time, what's the most important in these 14 weeks, creating a space for you to have to denote all of your wins, memories, lessons from those 14 weeks, because it is so easy at the end of any period of time, but let's say 14 weeks, to think, oh, it was really hard, or it was really, and you define the whole by one little part. But if you have the places where you've gone through and highlighted those things that really meant something to you, I'm telling you, it makes all the difference in the world. I love coming back to this page and adding things that have happened, and really when I go back and just read over them, it brings me back to that moment. So I really love having this space. Now you also have this place where you can focus on what do you want to complete or make progress on over the next 14 weeks. This becomes that one place you can continue to check in with throughout your time using the Best Today guide, and a place to break down your months, month, 2, 3. So you'll also have that place to write down whatever it is you need to for each of the months that you are within the Best Today guide. And then those 2 blank pages. So now we went from the 4 pages to 2, 4, 6, 8, doubling that space you have at the beginning of your Best Today guide, and really giving you a place to put everything, month, big picture for your life, the 14 weeks all together in one place. Okay, let's look at the next set of changes. All right, here we still have clear your mind, really important. As you'll note, you still have about the same amount of space. Actually, you have more now for the clear your mind. We got rid of this because at this point, all of that has been explained in other parts of the Best Today guide. So I wanted to get rid of this space, which was really lost space for you each week. And I moved the no more distraction box, which used to be with the week, over to this side to then give you a much bigger space for planning your week. Look at that. All that extra space you've acquired in previewing your week every week. So that is another difference in updates. We moved everything to this page, no more distraction box, which used to be here, and it is now here, which gives you more space for previewing your week. Okay. Next up, planning your day. Pretty much looks the same, right? You're right. The only thing is I gave you a designated space now for your evening routine, which you did not have in the original. And I broke out mental, emotional, and physical to give each one their own box. I changed the language to, by the end of the day, I will have, to today's priority, most important thing, results and outcome, and side box, still the exact same. So those are the differences. Here's your original and the updated. All right, starting your day. Looking at the original, you started with what does my best today look like, your self-destructing, your vision, and one thing. These 4 components, I wanted to go a little deeper, and I have found this to really be really important to define what matters and what doesn't. And then I changed the language here to what are those unhealthy or unhelpful things you do that you need to avoid. So now you have such a great way to start your day with intention, thinking about what matters in the day and what does not. So older version, updated version. Now you have that space for what matters today, what doesn't, and then the change language. Instead of self-destructive, I wanted to talk about unhealthy and unhelpful. And there you have it. One more change. Let's look at it. In the original, once you were done with your last week, that's all she wrote. That was it. Now, I want to give you space to actually come back and review. So you have 2 review pages that are guided for you, giving you things, prompts, questions, things to think through. And at the end, you have space to actually just sit and reflect of the last 14 weeks after you've done your review and gone back and look at the beginning pages. So we've got nothing for review, and now a space for you to have some introspection before you move on to starting your next Best Today guide, which is going to be really helpful before you move in. We're not going to carry over the same mistakes or things that we didn't like or weren't actually intentional or fruitful, and that way you don't carry them over and repeat them. And then you make sure you do repeat the things that were helpful. So taking the time to review and pause before starting a new Best Today guide is the final addition in the new Best Today guide, updated Best Today guide. So what questions do you have? And there you go. Side-by-side comparison of the original and updated Best Today guide.